Good morning, everybody. My name is Kilojinja1, and welcome back to our Legions of Nagash Total War Warhammer 3 Let's Play. It's been a fat minute. I apologize. This weekend and this first half of the week has been quite busy. I was actually going to sit down and do an episode yesterday, but I got an emergency phone call from my family with the roof leaking because it's big old rainy season, so that was fun. But anyway, enough of that boring stuff. We have to reacclimate ourselves to what the situation was that we left ourselves on. Archon was moving up to Gronti Mingal. Krell just finished up Myrmidons and is going to replenish his troops there for a minute. We have Urkund to move up to. What were we doing with Myrmidons? Were we going to sell it, or I think we were going to sell it. Clay pits. What do clay pits give us? Income from all buildings faction-wide plus 5%. No, we're not selling Myrmidons. We're not going to give up the Myrmidons. Plus, it's going to give us another Chasm of Souls, which is going to give us income from post-battle loot. How many Chasm of Souls do we have now? Let's do a quick rundown. We got one. Oh, we can upgrade this. We'll do that. We got one over here. That's 3%. Is there a way we can check, like, faction buffs or something like that? I don't think so. Oh, what? I'll be a son of a gun. Okay, I completely forgot about this mechanic. So if I hit that nondescript button right there, I can teleport. It may be fed with... The Black Pyramid usually hovers leisurely over the landscape. But when time is of the essence, it may be fed warpstone to give it a burst of power, allowing it to soar high and strike an unsuspecting target, bypassing any obstacle that would otherwise protect it. I don't know if those are... Ah! Haha! So we can just plop Nagash down anywhere. Anywhere at all.
Attend your king, slaves.
Okay, so IO shares, yeah. Let's regroup here. Neferata can move around. We're gonna drop her off in the Silver Pinnacle now that she's done her job. Poor Dusty. Dusty is gone. He's been laid to waste. Nothing left to offer him. I think, yeah, we were right at the end of the turn, weren't we? Let's do some quick diplomacy right now. Barrow Legion we can get diplomacy with.
My wand cackles in my ear. It tells me you have a proposition.
Skull Wand and Cackling of the Ears. Not a good thing. And as far as everyone else goes, no one likes us. And Disciple Maws want peace, but we're not going to let them because they're ugly. And we don't like... You see, us bony boys, we are the preservers of life and beauty, don't you know? And we don't like ugly bone boys. In the meantime, we can do with more growth. More growth, more good. We'll plop that down real quick. Black Pyramid can upgrade. More unit capacity would be nice, and we can't afford it. Yeah, let's finally get that upgrade done. And we're gonna end turn. We're gonna see what Immrik and his gaggle of pointy-eared fiends are gonna do to us. Marrow Muncher Thawgub. Oh. Immrik is going in a big loop-de-loop. Gonna unify his forces. Athena's gonna run past us. Interesting. Interesting choices. I do not want to chase them back through our territory. I would much rather have a front line and just bash each other over the head with rocks, you know? The good old classic Unga Bunga way. as fast as they're gonna go. Alright. Well. Good old Helmengirst. Yeah, that guy, I think this guy here saved the campaign when we forced vassalized him, because my goodness, do they give us a lot of money. They have a lot of territory over here in the Eastern Mountains. And they just have armies of nothing but zombies. That is insane. That's crazy. Okay. Gotta wake up. Oh, man. Stayed up late last night, so I'm not exactly on my A game. But, my dear friends, it is time for the Rite of Awakening to be formed. Okay, we gained a substantial amount of income. So, that's given us even more. Wait, where'd this boon of income come from? Vassal tribute 3,100, background income 3,000, building income 10,000, horde buildings 5,200. Yeah, okay. I might send Archon.
Only the great.
Okay, that's weird. That's weird of you. I only obey the Great Maw. Okay. If you guys don't know what the Maw is, it's just a giant hole in the ground with teeth. And when the void whispers to you, you're tempted to jump in. Not a good lord to worship at all. We're gonna leave the Myrmidons to their own devices. We're gonna move Krell up. He's gonna start attacking Urkund. I think we're going to make Archon move east to intercept Marrow, Muncher, Thorgub. And we still have to wait for... We still have to wait for Manfred's army to finish recruiting. He's got 4 more turns. We're going to give him some big, boofy, nasty boys. He's got a thin front line of skeletons with some archers. His main thing is going to be lots and lots of cavalry. And then, of course, some heavy hitters like the Mortis Engine and the Bone Giant as like an anti-personnel, anti-hero monster. Oh, that's why we're making so much dosh. We're here defending Karak Asgal. You know, we could probably get a big boy battle going on here.
Could not.
That might be a little too much. We're gonna march Isle shares up, and we're gonna. The first battle with Immrik is a go. All right, let's see what the battle looks like. A Pyrrhic victory. It still claims we're gonna win this. We got a horde of zombies at our call. We got a horde of our legendary forces, Bone Throwers, Bone Golems, Varian the Grim. They got a lot of archers, a metric ton of archers. They got their own Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. Immrik is going to join the battle. That's going to be dangerous for us. They got Sun Dragons, even more Bolt Throwers, and then they got the Settlement Garrison. This is going to be Nagash versus Immrik. Whoever decides the fate of this battle decides the fate of the High Elf War. Will we be able to defeat them, or will they defeat us? Stay tuned on the battle map. Alrighty, gang. The Battle of Krad Toman. A showdown between Nagash and Immrik. Nagash wanting Immrik to answer for his crimes of fighting evil where he sees it. There are a lot of flyers, a lot of dragons. Yes, they do. The war host of Immrik has a metric crap ton of archers. Yeah, okay. Cool. Have fun with that. Lots of archers. Lots of runners. Look at these good boys. These are white lions of Trace. They're like better versions of doggos. They got Elysian Raiders, Horse Archers, and Immrik has now entered the battlefield, riding on his Moon Dragon. Oh no, it's a Star Dragon, I'm sorry. Sun Dragon, Star Dragon. Star Dragon being one of the oldest forms of dragons there are in the old world. And his war host also marching forth. Plenty of dragons in this army. How to train your dragon? Offer up bones, I guess. Io Shares is coming in as reinforcements. The reason why he is green and not blue is because I set him to AI management. Because this army, besides Io Shares, I don't really care what happens to these forces. We can always just spam recruit more chaff. I just want to focus mostly on my own men as of this moment in time. You're going to see the battle lines form. We're going to have our bows, our bone throwers set up in front of this green crick. They're going to bombard the enemy. The enemy has their own eagle bolt throwers, so it's going to be artillery versus artillery. Very much so a Waterloo situation here. We're going to start bombardment here. Deciding to target their chariots for some reason, but also trying to focus on their archers and ranged units as well. Nasty hits. Absolutely nasty hits. They're eagle riders. They're noble on an eagle, and their eagle are going to fly like an eagle towards our left flank. We're going to answer with Hans, Lambda, and Oftos. We're going to try and kill these guys as quickly as possible. We do not want these flyers going around us and landing in our backline. Dragon Princes as well running along our flank. This is the biggest worry of the battle, is trying to make sure that we don't get surrounded by their archers. Meanwhile, we are receiving fire. Eagle bolt throwers launching in, trying to attack our lord, our Nagashi lord. The bolt throwers are landing right on top of that Sun Dragon. And battle is joined between Oftos and the Noble and Hans Lambda and the Eagle. They'll be spanking each other. We are going to see through this battle, and we're going to win this very handily indeed. Send them off. Oftos wrapping up on that Eagle, and Hans Lambda killing Thalos very quickly. As battle is joined, we are sending our forces forward into the mire. And they have a mage that's going to be causing us all kinds of grief. Immrik now. Steinberg von Deal is getting charged by a Sun Dragon. Going to be smacking him up pretty hard. We're going to have him take his potion of strength and his heroic killing blow. Nagash himself is going to be soul stealing that Sun Dragon. Going to be doing damage reflection as well. That dragon's going to try and kill our bone throwers. Immrik now is coming in to answer. The front line has pretty much collapsed. We got our Skeleton Reapers about ready to crumble. Not a good thing. We're going to try and use a health regen to bring them back. Going to reanimate the dead there. Our Nagazishar guards, sword and board, are being attacked by their rangers. Meanwhile, we got a nice big old clump here with Varian the Grim taking on these forces. Our boys over here, right flank, are going to be holding sword and board. Snippy's going to be taking on those Illyrian Reavers, doing damage to them. He's already max ranked, so he's done a lot of battles, a lot of killing. That Sun Dragon is just having free reign, and our reinforcements now are pouring across the left flank. We're going to have Hans Lambda move in to help us with Immrik. Immrik now is attacking Nagash, doing a lot of damage, an absolute lot of damage, an absolute lot of damage. The battle is joined over here. Their forces now are attacking us. Our Bone Colossus are anchoring the center. Our Nagazishar guard with halberds are going to try and cleave those white lions of Trace, use their armor piercing, use their anti-large. The spearmen now as well are going to be hitting us in the flank. We're just anchoring ourselves to this little rock monument right here. Doing what we can. Meanwhile, we got more forces up front. We got one unit of Bone Colossus supported by a halberd, getting surrounded by their silver host. Absolute menace. Meanwhile, Nagash is still struggling to kill those flyers. He's got Hans Lambda in now, attacking Immrik personally. Immrik now at half HP, struggling. That Sun Dragon also being IO shares as well has come in to support his Liege Lord, doing lots of damage, and that Sun Dragon is going to go down kaput. Thousands of years of experience and vitriol now wasted over what? A Dragon Prince's hubris? We will find out. Immrik is trying to get out of there, but he's going to get caught by a bunch of zombies, and he's going to keep getting hit. Another solar flare dropping down on our horde of units. Steinberg von Deal is now leading the allies in a charge against a horde of spears. They're calling out to their Everqueen. I don't think she can hear you. You're in the wrong neighborhood. Immrik has finally fallen. We missed the decisive blow. Hans Lambda has cleaved another soul for the Black Pyramid. Meanwhile, things are starting to get spread out. Our forces are trying to chase off their melee troops, but now the biggest problem here is going to be these ranged boys and Sindrina with her spells. We're going to try and send Hans Lambda and the other flyers out to focus on the enemy. Io shares casting a Wind of Death on Sindrina, but it's not doing anything. It just kind of flew off into the empty ether. And you can see now the enemy is fleeing. Their front line has crumbled. All they have left is skirmishers and archers, and Nagash towering over the battlefield. His books lingering below him. We have summoned units of Black Knights to chase down their archers, do as much damage as we can, including the Fellbats now chasing down the enemy. Their front line is crumbling. They're slowly being driven back, but they're running out of room. This mountain range is going to be an anchor point to keep them from fleeing. We got a Soul Siphon here to top off some of our beleaguered forces. Varian the Grim, very slowly waddling his way to victory. He's going to start taking the souls of these lower health units, killing them and turning them against their fellow brethren. This left flank here, we have nothing but zombies and skeletons chasing after their spearmen. Those Black Knights are doing a good job of taking down their archers. Hans Lambda is, of course, taking out some archer chariots and some shadow warriors by his lonesome, with the help of some bats, I mean. And we're just keeping the pressure up. Anywhere we can't reach the enemy, we're casting spells, as the Abyssal Swarm now is tearing down the enemy forces as they run. And they're just going to be terrified. All their units now are starting to rout and to break. They're suffering army losses, and we are finally going to see this battle as a victory. And with that, Immrik's main war host, his ultimate weapon against Nagash, his shield, has been shattered and splintered, and now his backline is open to Nagash's everlasting march. We're going to see the effects of this on the campaign map. Stay tuned. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We absolutely bushwhacked him. Immrik is dead. His army is shattered. Sindrina is the only hero to tell the tale. We have lost no souls. We took a lot of damage there. Our baddie boys fell in battle, but that is to be expected from chaff units. So we are going to get the Winds of Power Magic Reserve to make it even more durable. And Io shares got his chariot. Lovely. He is 4 level ups away from getting the Kemrian War Sphinx, which is going to make him legendary. We're going to get him more melee attack and weapon strength for right now. He can recruit a whole bunch more dead boyos, get more doggos, even. And, do I want... Let's get in some more bats. The bats were good. It's nice to be able to have fast movers that run into the enemy territory. Alright. We're in a circle. We're going to bring up reinforcements. Evidently not. They say we're going to take a lot of casualties. I don't think we are. We're going to get ourselves stuck in and show them why the legions of Nagash are to be feared. See you all on the battle map. Alrighty, gang. I was dreading this battle replay. Unfortunately, it's a solar eclipse in the middle of day. You can see some light, but, you know, the lighting effects are kind of lackluster. The enemy reinforcements, Sandrina is going to try and support the settlement. We're going to wait for her. We're going to ambush her. The main show of this battle is going to be Nagash and Co. Snippy, Steinberg von Deal are going to take the right flank, take those archers. Hans Lambda and Oftos are going to immediately get stuck in on the enemy. And they're going to show these high elves just how many years of training is needed to go against a Morghast Archai and live to tell the tale. And the answer is not nearly enough. They got one of their Eagle Nobles landing in to attack. We're going to hit him with a Soul Siphon. He pokes poor Hans Lambda in the face pretty hard, but with a headbutt, he is down. Knocked silly. Meanwhile, Nagash is slowly creeping his way in. Snippy is having a blast. Steinberg von Deal is just his chaperone, doing barrel rolls. You can almost see it. A very unfortunate. I don't know why they decided to do this. I understand putting lighting effects in battles, but this is kind of ridiculous. So we've cast a great curse on the enemy foes now. We're going to be burning out those troops of soldiers just fleeing for their lives. We're going to try and focus them down. And now, the enemy forces. It's going to take me a minute to realize, but the enemy has arrived, and we are going to send our boys to attack any moment now. Any moment now. At least this gives us, our bone throwers, a chance to actually, like, shoot the enemy. They're going to get quite a few volleys off on us, but our armor, fortunately, is going to be able to soak up a lot of it. There we go. Now we gave them the command. Now our legions are going to march, and they're going to destroy this army where it stands. Those boys are going to rue the day they decide to stand against Nagash, and I think they already are. Some weird ethereal light here. Probably Sandrina's magical staff. I don't know. It's too dark to see anything. And this is the frustrating part, too, is you can see this right here, the lighting. It's just bizarre to me. We've sent Oftos to support because Snippy's taking quite a bit of damage. Snippy here is just getting pulled down by their archers, their bow and arrow units, just having a grand old time, though, trouncing around the enemy with his playthings, destroying them. We're going to keep topping him off with a siphoning, a soul siphon. Hopefully he heals some from that. It doesn't look like he does. I don't know the difference between constructs and undead, but evidently we need a Lich Priest construct or something like that to support him. Varian the Grim is now getting stuck in as slow as he can. He's already killed one of the enemy units, and now Skeleton Reapers of High Elves are going to join the fray. Once former brethren, now turned enemy, these Reapers are going to be striking through the night, their glowing eyes, and they're going to start flinging these archers around and going to Pound Town. Meanwhile, we have summoned the Triad of Kadranak. They're going to be sitting there eating a Dragon Prince charge, and good old Hans Lambda is going to have a ball doing this brawl at the foot of this ridge, just absolutely slaughtering any and all who oppose him. There's going to be no dawn for Elf. It usually was men, but no dawn for Elf. Meanwhile, Oftos, Steinberg, and Snippy are still clipping through the enemies, still doing their job, still ripping apart the hordes over here. You can just see the absolute ichor and visage that they left behind. So many bodies, so many dead. And Varian the Grim, with the help of his Skeleton Reapers, just They don't have an answer to it. These troops are just too good. The Skeleton Reapers are getting, I believe, heals from Varian the Grim. Let's check. Let's look and see if we can't see it. Vigor Mortis gives them +5 melee attack and defense, -1 vigor per second. And then regeneration to Varian the Grim. And regeneration to those Skeleton Reapers, that is. About 25 HP per second. The enemy is now enraged. They cannot run away. They're going to continue. I don't know how they can see. You know what? The reason why we're doing so well in this battle is because we have built-in LED lights. These little flashlights here. We're able to, like, UV light see the high elves while they're just like, they're trying to look at us and all they see is this black swarm. They don't know what blade is coming at them. That's why we're doing so well. Hans Lambda is continuing to rip through Spearman and Archer alike. They just have no answer to him, killing 113 souls so far, and more to come. The enemy army has been, the reinforcement army has been completely destroyed. We've wiped them out. The enemy and the garrison have decided now is the time to run away. Nagash has killed the survivors of the previous battle. We're going to see the consequences of that on the campaign map. Thank you all for watching. Alrighty, gang. A decisive victory indeed. 2 unliving souls perished for the price of 1,700 elven souls. We wiped out the entirety of their forces. Sandria and a few shadow warriors will live to tell the tale. But with that, we have conquered Crad Toman. Very good. We're going to get the growth and the vampiric corruption just to make sure that they take extra casualties when they're roaming around our lands. That pretty much wiped out all of Immrik's armies. He has one army over here in our vassals' lands. We're gonna coordinate with our allies to tell them to go chase him down. And the one in the center of their lands. But for the most part, I think Immrik is been defeated. Very righteously so. Which means that once we wrap up this flank, we'll be able to turn south. I believe Archon and Krell will have no issues at all taking out the ogres. And once they do that, so long as no one else decides to at the last minute declare war on us, we should be free to push south and to take out these dwarves that threaten our southern border. If we can secure our southern flank, and if we can secure our southern flank and guarantee that we can push north, then we can start moving towards the Empire and fixing this mess that Vlad found himself in. Poor Vladdy boy only has 2 settlements left. He's holding out in Stirland, the worst of all the provinces, even worse off than Sylvania. To our north, we got Chaos invading through the Empire. The Empire itself has actually got a decent western holdout. Thorgrim Grudgebearer seems to be the designated protector of the Southern Empire. Kind of scary. Dwarves are going to be very annoying to fight. But, you know. I completely the Immortal Fan. Golly, you're the best! Can I follow you around? I won't get in the way. Can I carry your weapons? Shine your boots? Back rub, perhaps? If you don't know, that's a reference to good old Elder Scrolls Oblivion with the Adoring Fan. That's funny. That is funny. Some of the earliest YouTube videos I watched were just like slide PowerPoints of people with like 480p resolution pushing the Adoring Fan off the highest point in Oblivion, and it's just hilarious. I love it. For defeating Immrik, we got 8% bonus versus, or 8 bonus versus large, and 25 flame resistance, I believe. 25% flame resistance. We've unlocked Assault Expert to max, which means we get +4 melee attack. A whole bunch more goodies. Big Hatter for Steinberg von Deal. He is now part of the Big Hat clan. And Ioshare's got his chariot. Oftos also got a big hat. He's also a keeper of the tomes. Oh, we killed Sandrina. That's very good. Well, oh, yeah, her army didn't live to tell the tale at all. Okay, so we don't have anything worth buying here. Let's take a gander down to our settlements. I think Kemri would do good. Alright, I think it's time to upgrade the Kemrian pyramid. Just, you know, just to say we have it. I think having Cairn units will do us well. Though we could build a Lich Priest. I kind of want to save up for one of these two, for the Kemrian War Sphinx or the Necrosphinx. The Necrosphinx has a lot more attack and is all around better than the Kemrian, but it is slightly more expensive by 50 gold a turn. We are making a boatload of dosh now. I think it's time to start upgrading our armies for Archon and all them other boys. Meanwhile, Krell, you can't move anywhere. None of our armies can move besides Neferata.
My lord of death.
Neferata, what do you want? We could probably give you your Tomb Guard, and you can get Blood Knights too. Yeah, let's get you on the way for that. I think we can make Neferata have a bunch of Cairns. What she needs is ooh, and also if we give you some Necropolis Knights, that would be pretty legendary. Sepulchral Stalkers too. Choices, choices, choices. We'll have to decide later on. Gonna get you more casualty replenishment rate as well. Oh wait, no. We have just enough growth to upgrade you to tier 4. We're gonna do that real quick. Meanwhile, can you recruit any good units yet? Not yet. Global recruitment is alright, but we don't want to spend so much turns waiting on you. I guess that's the good thing about this faction, is you don't spend anything in recruitment cost. It's only in upkeep, so global recruitment now is viable because if you don't know, in the base game, global recruitment allows you to recruit from your pool, your maximum pool. So if you have a maxed artillery building, a max cavalry building, and a max infantry building, but they're all in different settlements, the global recruitment pool will let you tie in from all 3 of those settlements. The only problem is it doubles the turn time it takes to get those units in your army, and I think it's like double or nigh triple the cost, the recruitment cost, to get those units in your army. So if you're willing to fork over a crap ton of dough, you can get your troops in your army, but it's going to take longer, it's going to be more expensive. Neferata can level up. We're going to give her the Web of Spies. That's going to give us ambush success and defense chance, plus 15% for all armies faction-wide. That'll be good if we go up against the Skaven, because their natural stance is they have a small chance to ambush you if they attack you. That's why you always have to be on the offensive when you're fighting the Ratmen. And it's going to give her a 10% ward save, which I believe now gets her ward save up to 20%. So now she has 120% of her HP pool. So that 5346... that's going to be an additional 1,000 HP on top of that. A little over 1,000 HP because of that 20% ward save. And meanwhile, good old Nagash. Nagash. Death is Peace will be useful for you. It's going to make everyone hate us more. But it's going to give us melee attack against pretty much all factions, and charge bonus against all factions, and it's going to reduce Nagash's upkeep by 10%, which will be very useful for us because we need all the money we can get if we are going to be at war with the world, which is what we plan on doing. We talked earlier in previous episodes about going down the blue line. All is mine is going to be useful for us. Lightning Strike will be useful as well. Death and Undeath and Immortal Horror are, of course, going to be necessary. That Battle Healing Cap plus 50% is going to be insane. So, and then, of course, the plus 30% casualty replenishment rate is going to make our units just come back that much faster, which we need to if we're going to have countless battles constantly going off. We are going to go for All Is Mine first. We want the post-battle loot. That's been our bread and butter for this entire campaign. More money, more good. Oftos can level up. Oftos, I want you to have Blade Shield. We want you to be more tanky. Hans Lambda, you are going to have Indomitable. We want your leadership up. We don't want you to break. 100 leadership is nigh on unbreakable. So, that'll be useful for us. Get Indomitable up to max for Steinberg von Deal. He's at 78 leadership now. Very good. Give him an additional charge bonus as well. 56 charge bonus. That's going to be pretty good. Yeah, and you can already see that casualty replenishment rate is absolutely insane. Snippy is going to get up to full health. Snippy takes a lot of damage. He is rank 9 now, but poor old Snippy, he just gets his butt kicked every battle. I don't know if it's the lack of armor or... I mean, he does well in melee combat, but it's just when they start peppering him with bows like those high elf archers tend to do. He starts to suffer quite a bit. Okay, we have a little bit of cash left over. We need to figure out what we want to do with it. So Kasabar can't get any buildings. Quatar can't get any buildings. We could get one more building in Kemri. We could build a recruitment building here. I think Kemri being the center of our empire, really, should have a recruitment building for Tomb Guard and Nagazishar Guard. I think that would be very appropriate for them, so we'll do that. No. We're not gonna build any more horde buildings. We don't need it. End turn, see what the enemy does. 81 factions left, sub 200, absolutely insane. And Scrag is back. Scrag the Slaughter is back. How unfortunate for him. We're going to see what damage he can wring Rot cause for our empire. I think I'm going to keep moving Krell north, though. I want him to take out Urkund so Scrag has nowhere else to go. Because there's like 2 camps in Urkund, and we want to kill them as much as possible. Bitter Bay has been sacked. By the Caravan of the Blue Rose. Helman Gorst is marching north. Don't know what he's doing. Probably taking the fight to Archeon the Everchosen. I apologize. I have a bit of a head cold. All the sniffling is probably getting annoying. Rudiger, Ratep, Uli von Schwarzhofen, too. All just walking around. There's a lot of chaos factions. I'm hoping that the Order Tide still happens because it would be interesting. I think fighting the Empire would be fun. They look to be pretty beefy. Yeah, our income now is just skyrocketed. We have no faction effects. I lied, we do. We have Dominion over Divinity, which we're going to lose 25% income from all buildings, which means that's going to drop down to 7,500. So we're going to lose about 25 to 3,000 bucks a turn when that goes away. Unfortunate, but at least that means we can afford what we're doing. I honestly think now too, as well, once Manfred gets his army topped off, we could probably do the siphoning of Kemri as well. Seeing as we now have... Wait, why are we taking... Oh, the Hashut building. We're going to blow that up. We don't need the Kadai Destroyer anymore. We got a very, very healthy garrison in Kemri now. Going to be very defensible. Alright, Archon, can you reach Scrag the Slaughterer? No, you can't. Can you get more Nehekara warriors? No, you can't. We're gonna put you in encamp stance, and you're just gonna very slowly follow Scrag around.
Make way, fools.
And meanwhile, while you're doing that, I think it's time to start recruiting your special Mortark retinue building. Kraut?
Are we high?
No, we're not high. What are you talking about, Archon?
My master will return to the mountains.
He's already here. I mean, he's already there. What are you talking? Oh my goodness, he's losing it.
My dynasty reigns supreme.
I think we can send Io Shares on his own. We should probably take the fight to Gyros. Yeah, we will. We're gonna send Io Shares north to Crooked Fang Fort. I'm gonna kill that. We're gonna send Nagash out east. He's gonna attack Gyros while he's still marching.
King of all I survey.
Oh, dang it. Just short. I hate it when that happens. Upgrade the income building. And, building upgrades available.
Impatient.
Yeah, we'll get you more casualty replenishment rate and growth. In terms of research, we've completely finished Archon. Yeah, let's get Vladdy Boy on side. We need to rescue him. There's no point in leaving him to his own devices. He's down to one settlement left. Compared to where we saw him at the beginning of the campaign, unacceptable. Vlad, you need to be taught how to lead your empire. You don't even have your own home province anymore. At war with literally everyone around him, too. So, let's see now. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna annex Vladdy Boy. What's the next objective? Where do we need to go next? Mortark of the Abyss. We need you to move to the Jungle of Webs. That's pretty far. Is there anywhere closer? Mortark of Sorrow. We need to have one magical forest. I don't think we're going to find a magical forest anywhere around here. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon until we move up to the Forest of Gloom, maybe? But we have to go to war with the dwarves, so that's not going to happen. What about the Crown of Sorcery? We need to defeat Azag the Slaughter, unfortunate. Well, that leaves us one deal. Genevieve. Poor Genevieve, you're gonna march your happy butt all the way over to the Vampire Coast. I think we'll march you through Estalia. So that's your route. You're gonna march on land all the way through to Estalia. Where'd you go? Why are you going that? Oh, man. Okay. This is what happens when you let the AI pick its transfer, his movement path. I'm going to end turn again. We are making it through this campaign. We're on turn 75. Getting close to the end game now. 10,000 bucks for a peace treaty. No. Gal Baraz is under siege. We can hold it. We're gonna... Good old... He doesn't have a name. Oh, Ramanir Anif. Ramen Barrier Reef. And stay tuned. In the next episode, we are going to see how good Ramen of the Great Barrier Reef can handle a defense against Scrag the Slaughter. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.